Hey guys, it's Ryu here, and in this video I'm going to explain something that you're probably not doing today, but something that when I started doing, it had more of a positive impact on my game and my teammates and my team's performance than anything else that I've done in probably 6 months, maybe even longer. And it's a little bit different advice than I think you're going to find anywhere else. In short, I think people need to spend more time focusing on their deaths. And I know that that might sound weird, so I'm going to explain why I think that way. Today, if you were to post on Reddit or ESEA or HLTV forums, how do I get better? The default answer is almost always deathmatch. Deathmatch, go aim map, play the training aim map, work on your recoil control. Almost always focused exclusively on your aim. And then there's some things like watch demos, right? But a lot of times people don't really know what they're looking for. And I think if you actually focus on your deaths, you can identify problems. It actually helps you find problems that then you can solve and put yourself in better positions to do better and to play better. And a little bit of the context around how and when I started doing this. My team, Tempo Gaming, we were really on the struggle for a while on T-sides, on the terrorist side of almost all maps. We were really just having a hard time bringing it all together. And I felt like I was getting killed a ton without having a chance to frag, without having a chance in some instances to shoot my gun. And it was the way I felt. I couldn't really show any facts or evidence to prove it, but I was like super aggravated and frustrated that I'm like buying, spending $4 or $5 grand around on nades and smokes and armor and a gun, and then just getting killed, right? Having no chance to get a frag at all, and then having really crappy performances when I looked at the stats after the match. So what I started to do, and what I would encourage everyone watching this video to do, is I got a pen and a pad. And every time I died on T-side, for every scrim, I would write down how I died. And if there's anything that I accomplished, like I got a couple kills and then I got traded, that kind of thing. And what I found was over the course of a couple scrims, over a couple nights, a couple weeks now, is there was a couple really sad but important trends that I noticed. And I think by doing that and focusing on my deaths, it allowed me to change some things, which has, again, made a humongous impact on my game. And I think doing that for yourselves can also have a huge impact. And I will also say it's not just something for T-side. You can do it CT-side as well. But for me, it was T-side is where my team was really struggling. So I'm going to give you a couple examples, and I won't go into super detail on what I found on mine, but I think these are things that you'll find on your own. And I'm going to give you some examples of those as well as things that you can do to change them. If you find that you're in 1v3, 1v4 situations a lot, and you're playing with a team, right? If you're pugging or matchmaking, it's really hard to have control over your teammates. So it's a little bit different advice then. But if you're playing in a competitive setting with a team, and you're in 1v3 or 1v4s all the time, it tells me that you and your teammates have imbalanced aggression, meaning they might be super aggressive and you're super passive. Because if you guys are equally balanced in your aggression, right? You're taking peaks, they're taking peaks. Chances are they're not all losing their battles and you're winning them. Chances are they're taking them and getting picked and you're not taking them. So if you find like 30 seconds are left in the round and you haven't seen anyone and it's a 1v4, you're probably too passive. And that's a very simple thing to change. However, if it's a minute 30 seconds left in the round and you're the last one left and your teammates all died, they probably rushed something and they're taking really dangerous, risky peaks. And that's something you can help them address. Another example is if you're taking one-on-ones. So let's say, for example, you have a good spawn to peek mid, right? It's very common for a T to peek middle if they have a good spawn to try to catch somebody rotating from Z to the box. If you're taking this peek, right, and you're taking the shot and you're losing that 1v1 every single time, and then you notice like, hey, on my pad I wrote down for 7 straight rounds, took a 1v1 and lost, took a 1v1 and lost, took a 1v1 and lost. I would then tell you, go deathmatch, go aim map, because your shot's not good enough if you're losing 1v1s all over the map. If you're only, if you write down, I took 7 1v1s in a row, and the only 3 I lost were trying to get the pick on this guy here, I would tell you to stop going to that spot, right? If you're not comfortable hitting the shot in a certain area, or you're not good at it, don't do it. But let's say, for example, that you're really great at getting the pick at the guy Sandbagger and Z from the boost spot, and every single time you've done that, you've taken that 1v1, you've won it, keep doing it. right? Keep putting yourself in the positions where you know you've had success, and stop doing it in the situations where you haven't. Again, if you're losing 1v1s everywhere, right, different players, different positions, different angles, that's where you really need to go focus on your shot, because it's not good enough if you're being outshot by everyone. I think that might be rare, but it's just something to note. And the ideal thing you'd get to is, right, you come out mid, and in this example, right, you get a pick here, maybe you get the guy close vent, and then you get traded from the guy at Z. That's perfect. That's a great round. If you're getting an entry or two, especially T-side, and then you're getting traded, and that's what you have written down on your pad, got traded to, one kill, got traded, 2 kills, got traded, that's acceptable. If you're finding, like I found for some of the things, I'm getting flanked. I'm getting flash peeked a lot, right? Flash peeked is one I know, especially in Pugs, the matchmake, where the CTs play super aggressive. If you're in a match, it's not too hard. Let's say you're the guy that's close box here, and they keep flash peeking you. Have one of your teammates just dodge flashes, right? Have him like sit here and then peek on the flash, as opposed to, 2 of you are standing here and a pop flash comes in, you're both blind and you're both going to get killed. Just simple adjustments like that can make a world of difference. And by focusing on your deaths and finding those trends and finding those problems to fix, and by fixing them, you can make a humongous impact to your game and give yourself more of those 1v1s or those cleaner battles that you can win. Should have a huge uplift on your scores, your stats, your performance, and ultimately the performance of your team. Hopefully that all makes sense. Really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this is a video that you can use. And thank you guys so much for subscribing. I think I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, about 250,000 views, which is unbelievable, and it's super awesome. So thank you guys so much, and appreciate you watching.